All right, welcome back, everybody. Deep Dive with Dr. Fitz. I'm your host, Dr. Sean Fitzpatrick, Superintendent of Schools here in the Schuylkill Haven Area School District. And I wish I had a cool hat like Mrs. Hughes has on right now, but this is Liz Hughes. She's one of our reading specialists in our elementary center. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So glad to have you. Now, let's give a couple quick district updates before we get started and talk about what next week is. A very big week in the elementary realm. But first and foremost, congratulations to our unified bocce team. This is a big deal. They recently won the regional bocce ball tournament up at North Schuylkill. So, yeah, they're on the move. They get to go to Penn State Schuylkill and play on and go into the state tournament. We're pretty excited for them. Wrestlers, boys basketball, and girls basketball all advancing into district playoffs next week. So, and this weekend, actually. So, exciting stuff happening here in the Schuylkill Haven Area School District for many of our student athletes. But even more exciting is next week is Read Across America Week. And I was an elementary principal for about a dozen years, and I know how exciting Read Across America Week is. But how exciting is it for a reading specialist?
Oh my goodness, it's even more so exciting because we get to have so many readers come in that the students may not know, and a lot of community members, school board members, retired teachers, they all come. They have just the best time sitting and reading with our students, and we do dress-up themes, so the kids always love that.
So I love the fact that I get to watch kids learn how to read. When I was a middle school principal, I didn't see those kinds of things. But as an elementary principal, I used to be able to watch a child grow from kindergarten to second grade. And we always say, that primary age is the critical time to learn how to read.
Yes.
And I think we're all on the same page in recognizing that there's so many important strategies. And we talk about balanced literacy, and we talk about phonics, and all of those things. But what have you, as a reading specialist, what have you seen in your career, and how has that evolved in terms of teaching a little one how to read?
It has definitely changed. I've been here 21 years. This is my 21st year, and I first started as a first grade teacher, and then I was a third grade teacher. So I've definitely seen the different realms of those two grades. And then getting into the reading specialist, seeing that K-2, like you had mentioned, that is just seeing those aha moments when they pick up a word that maybe they were struggling with, or they use those strategies that we have been teaching them. The OG has come such a long way since we first were trained in it. We're trying to incorporate in our whole classroom, and just the difference and in their physical manner. You can just see when they get something, they sit up a little straighter, they smile a little more, and it's just overwhelmingly joyful to see them and what they can do with letters and putting them together to make words.
Love it. I have a 17-year-old daughter, and it took her about 16 years to develop an actual love of reading.
Yeah. And
now we're watching her just grab book after book after book and just love to sit and read a book, and it makes us so proud. So you mentioned OG. We have folks watching or listening that may not know what OG is, and it stands for Orton Gillingham. But if you could explain what OG is and how we use it here in Schuylkill Haven Area School District.
Yes, so it's a multisensory approach to phonics, but also spelling. There's a lot of spelling rules that I didn't even know about coming into this training, and I was like, oh, okay, so that's when I use those two letters. So it's just a multisensory approach. The students are discovering their learning on their own through us saying words, listening, a lot of listening, and then being able to then take those things that we're listening to and be able to put them down on paper. And it's very organized. It spirals. So we will touch on one thing and we'll come back in a couple lessons later. And there's reading, there's writing, there's sand trays, there's bumpy tracers. So we've got a lot going on when it comes to learning different skills, and it's just been really neat to see and learn myself the different ways that we learn and how difficult it truly is. If you struggle with reading, it does bring you down a little bit, and having this Read Across America to kind of unite everybody and have these adults come in and just share their love of reading, I think goes such a long way.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And no one likes to do something that is really hard for you.
Exactly.
No one likes to admit when they're struggling with something. And I was a struggling reader, a young struggling reader, and I remember I used to go out to the reading van that used to pull in next to my little school, and I'd go out to the RV. And,
Right.
Yeah, I got in a little trouble on my way out to the RV, but I remember distinctly when that light bulb finally came on, and I realized that, wow, this is the secret sauce to everything we do in life, is learning how to read.
Yes.
And it begins with decoding. But we talked a little bit about OG and what we've done with trainings, and I sat in on some of those trainings because I was just intrigued by how much you are all learning. But one of the premises behind it is recognizing dyslexic tendencies, or someone that may have dyslexia. Have you personally watched kids that may have had dyslexia or have dyslexia or exhibited tendencies grow from OG?
I mean, I have not personally worked with knowing that they are dyslexic.
Right.
I think it was so taboo years ago to say that word, and now it is coming back around because we do see those tendencies in those kids that all kind of fit the same pattern and all kind of make the same errors. So it's kind of like, let's bring that back. Let's work with those kids. Let's use this program that we know can help them. And so they may not have had that label, so to speak, but you see those tendencies, and I definitely see how OG can help them for sure.
Yeah, I do remember when we first started with the trainings, reading some of the names of famous folks and wildly successful adults that are dyslexic and that have overcome those extra challenges and have come to it. So let's talk about something really exciting, and that is Read Across America kickoff week. It's always that first week in March.
Yes.
And by the way, we made it. Like, we're almost there. There's just something wonderful about the month of March that says there's hope.
Yes.
The snow is going to melt. We're going to get warmer. Even my dog is like cold.
Yeah.
He's like, enough, please get me to March and warm up a little bit around here. But Read Across America week, and you guys do all kinds of cool things in the elementary next week, but obviously the hats and the crazy outfits and those kinds of things. And what's Read Across America week mean to you as a reading specialist?
Well, it's based on Dr. Seuss, as we know, because his birthday is March 2nd. But it's more than that. It's celebrating reading. Just that's all it is, and just listening to other people read to you, which maybe those students don't get that as much at home. So having these adults come in, sit with them, and I know the adults love it because if every time I send those emails, everybody's like, yes, absolutely, sign me up.
Yep.
And just having that experience with the adults and listening to them read. Some really get into it, and I love it. We have a parent who has dressed up as Thing 1 and brought a friend who is Thing 2. We may have a Grinch sighting. Who knows?
Yeah.
So it's just the experience of having the reading, having the books in front of you, and just enjoying life and reading.
So I'm a guest. I'm going to be in second grade next week, so I'm excited for that. And again, I always say to the teacher, pick the book for me. And I think Mrs. Walcott is my partner next week.
Is.
So she can pick any book she wants me to read. I love to get animated and have fun, sit with the kids. Any particular books or authors that you want to highlight for next week, or that you tend to lean towards during a week like next week? Or
No, not really. Although, if I could plug, we have an author coming to our building on May 14th.
This is breaking news.
Yes.
Breaking news. Cue that music. Breaking news music. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Her name is Valeria Wicker, and
Yes.
she's actually a local author illustrator. So
Gifted illustrator
yes,
at that.
amazing.
Yeah.
So we are super excited to have her come.
Yeah.
We've had authors come before, and Margie Palatini, I mean, she's like phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I just think it's overall just your love of reading. It can be anybody you want. I mean, and as far as reading outside of school, comic books, magazines, read it all.
Yeah.
Anything you can get your hands on, read
Send
it.
me an invite to when she's here.
Yeah,
Or remind
for
me what
sure.
time she'll be around, because that's pretty cool. I've seen some of her work, and I think she has a pretty big following, like on Instagram and stuff too. But what a gifted illustrator!
Yes, we are
My
so
goodness,
excited to
so
have her.
talented. All right, good. So we're talking about all this stuff. Any other ways that community members, parents can help or get involved next week or contribute other than reading?
Oh, absolutely. So for Fox and Socks Day, we are doing a sock collection of adult and children's socks that will be donated to the food bank. I started that last year.
Cool.
Fiona Jacoby helped me with that. And then for the Cat in the Hat Day, we're going to collect gently used or new books, and we're going to donate those as well. So we're giving back to our community just as much as they're giving to us coming in to read. So anything that we can do to help them, we're always willing.
Love it. So I have to ask, what did it feel like to be named a Blue Ribbon school? Because I was just over the moon. I was so excited for the staff over there because you guys work so hard. Oh, I'm just so impressed every time I walk through that building. But what did it mean to you to be recognized on a national stage, at a national level, as being a school that's just a cut above?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there are enough words to explain how amazing it is to have that recognition. When I walk in the building and I look up and I'm like, wow, like, that's incredible that we have this recognition. Not a lot of schools get this recognition. Mr. DeLusso put in the time and the energy to make sure that our school was recognized. And having only been teaching in Schuylkill Haven, it just warms my heart. I mean, my son comes here, and just knowing the good that we are doing just goes a long way. And there's just not enough words. There just aren't.
Yeah, I love it. So let's talk about that DeLusso guy, right? We've got a pretty good principal over there.
Yes, we do.
So he's got all these big muscles, and he's walking around the school and everything. But what does he do on, this big week ahead? Does he get involved at all with Read Across America?
Yes, yes, he absolutely does. I put him in a classroom. I may put him in a little more, and he might not know it yet. But yes, he definitely gets involved with the reading, and he absolutely supports the entire week of Read Across America, and I couldn't thank him more for that.
Good. All right, so we talked about Fox and socks. I think I wore my Argyle socks today. They're on. So what other areas would you like to highlight for next week before we get into your rapid fire questions?
We've got
the Fox and the socks, and maybe a Grinch appearance. We're looking forward to that. Anything else that you want to highlight for next week?
Well, it's kind of an open week. It used to be one day, and that was really hard to coordinate readers to come in on one day. And then there have been times where there were early dismissals. Due to our delays, it was a little tough. So after COVID, I decided let's just open up the whole week. It's more flexible for readers to come in. So just knowing that every day there will be a group of people coming in to read. We have Val Morrow bringing over high school students, so I'm excited for that. For Spring Picture Day, we're going to dress nice because we want to show all the places we'll go and how great we're going to be when we're older. So just a lot of fun things. Teachers, I've sent different activities that they could do. There's a whole bunch of celebrities that read books and
good
just
stuff.
Different things like that. Yeah, it's a good time.
It's a great week. So one other event that I thought was really cool, and I think this was the kindergarten teachers that came up with this one, was the marriage of Q and you.
Yes.
So right here in this very center circle, actually, of the Sports Performance Center, we have a wedding. And the letter Q marries the letter U, and people from Qatar are very upset about this wedding, but that's a whole other story. So we've got these two little kindergartners coming in, and they're in their wedding formals, and they learn as 5-6-year-old kids. That generally speaking, in the English language, the letter Q and the letter U go hand in hand with each other.
They are married. Yes, they are. They started that last year. Kindergarten took off with it. We supported them because we were in their classrooms last year for OG, and seeing it come again this year, it was awesome. It's so great.
Love it. Good stuff. Love that good stuff. All right, let's have the rapid fire questions. These are 12 questions, the dirty dozen. Any you're not comfortable answering, you can just say no thanks.
Okay.
Pass. So describe yourself in 3 words.
Oh, okay. Organized, compassionate, and trustworthy.
Oh, good. Yeah, I would agree with those. Very good.
Thank you.
What was your favorite class as a student?
Oh, in high school, I had a speech class. And I loved the teacher. We're actually friends on Facebook still because he's just an amazing teacher. So I think that very much prepared me to be a teacher, standing up in front of a group of people. So speech class.
Good. Love it. That too. Good. All right. Your favorite lunch in the Schuylkill Haven Elementary Center cafeteria. Maybe you don't eat a lot of the school lunches, but what's your favorite lunch if you had to pick one?
Well, Sharon Dreher, who was here last year and previous years, always hooked me up with the buttered noodles. So I'm going to go with the buttered noodles. I miss her bringing me buttered noodles.
Yeah. So I was a real simple eater as a child. Like my mom would be like, I know you don't want any sauce in your, you don't want a chunk of tomato. God forbid that get in your system, So my mom would make me buttered noodles. So,
yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, what's your favorite fast food spot?
I like a lot of fast food.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Arby's.
Arby's?
Yeah.
We got the meats, right? That's the first Arby's we've ever had. Everybody always says Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, but I know.
That's all right. That's a good one. Good. All right, Sheetz or Wawa?
Oh, Sheetz.
Yeah, you have to think about that one. That's
I'm
all right.
sorry.
That's good. All right, fact or cap? That's what we say to the young guests.
Oh, okay.
Means, what do you think on this? Basically, Dunkin' Donuts is the best place to get coffee. Is that a fact or is it cap?
Oh, fact.
Fact. All right. What do you like in your coffee?
Nothing.
So you're able to drink it with no
yes.
sweet. So I'm listening to all these, like get better, self-help, be stronger, eat right. I'm listening to all these things that are trying to, live a healthier lifestyle, and it's all about getting rid of the processed sugar. But yet there's just something about that little bit in the morning.
Yeah, and I love coffee, but I can drink it black.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I've got that's maybe by deep dive 2026. I'll have that down. All right. So what is your go-to binge-worthy show or channel?
Oh. So I'm a big reality TV person.
Okay.
So pretty much anything reality TV I'll probably be watching. I can watch The Office at any time of the day. And I've recently gotten into Abbott Elementary because I can relate so much with that show. And of course the Phillies. I mean, if they're on, I'm watching.
Hey, pitchers and catchers reported last week, right? So,
first.
Good. One of our own, Brandon Schaefer, one of our graduates here at Schuylkill Haven, had to report to camp in Arizona with the Seattle Mariners.
Awesome.
So
that's so awesome.
Good luck, Brandon.
Yes.
Proud of you. So, all right, moving on. If you could afford anything in the world, what would you buy? If you could afford anything in the world, what would you buy?
Boy. So I would love to purchase an RV and visit every MLB stadium and just travel the country, not outside the world. I just want to stay within the country, see as much as I can, hit up a few baseball games, would be the best.
And maybe teach kids how to read along the way.
I mean, sure.
Like the reading van I used to go to.
Yeah, exactly.
I was in first grade. I went to the reading RV. So you could be the reading RV that stops at baseball.
I love it.
Every kid that's coming to the game can come in. They learn how to read for a quick OG lesson and then off to the baseball.
I'll give them a book on their way out.
That's right. That's great. All right, good. Favorite rainy day activity?
Rainy day activity. I would say just chillaxing, catching up on those reality TV shows, and maybe a little nap here and there.
I like that idea. Good. All right, what is your favorite place to travel?
Probably Myrtle Beach. Been there several times with my husband's family, and it's just so peaceful, so nice. We actually stay a little bit outside of Myrtle Beach, and we just love going there.
Good. I love the beach.
Yeah,
love the ocean.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, there's a lot of research that says, you need to be grounded in the earth. There are even people that are running ground wires to their beds even to get grounded to the earth. But they say there's just something extra special about being grounded in sand.
Oh, yeah.
Next to a giant body of water.
Absolutely.
Somebody once said to me, you don't see too many fights at the beach. It's crazy. It's kind of like everybody's happy.
Yeah.
So, all right, good. So you like Myrtle Beach. I would agree with that's a good place. Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook.
Yeah, it's because, we're older.
All
the young guests that I have.
I mean, if MySpace was still there, I'd probably still be on MySpace, too.
Oh, yeah. Or ICQ. Was that another ICQ or whatever?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember those. Not really well, though. So, all right. And last but not least, any quotes that resonate with you? Any quotes that you have maybe sitting next to your desk or on your desktop computer that you read every day? Or
Yeah, right on the outside of my door, of my classroom, it says, "In a world where you can be anything, be kind."
Ooh, good.
Yes.
I like it. That's a good one. Maybe we'll change our school logo to that. Right?
There you go.
Good stuff. Hey, thank you. This is Mrs. Hughes. She is one of our terrific reading specialists. We've got a great reading team over there.
Yes.
You, Mrs. Bensinger,
Mrs.
and Mrs.
Hefner. Yeah,
wonderful.
Mrs. Fryer joined us.
We've got her added to the team this year. So good people over there.
Absolutely.
They've got a big week next week. March 2nd is Dr. Seuss's birthday, so we celebrate that whole week. Read Across America Week. Thanks so much for being on the show with me.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
This has been fun. Make sure you share this episode and be sure to like our podcast. We're on YouTube at Schuylkill Haven Hurricanes Media. This has been Deep Dive with Dr. Fitz. I'm your host, Dr. Sean Fitzpatrick. Thanks to everybody who makes the show possible, especially Mr. Hale behind the scenes. By the way, if you have ideas for an episode or a guest that you'd like to see sit in that seat, be sure to reach out to us. Email me, reach out to Mr. Hale, and we'll make sure we get that person on one of our future episodes. We're so proud to be part of the Schuylkill Haven Area School District, where quality endures. Remember, make the positives so loud that the negatives are almost impossible to hear. Thanks for watching, everybody.